What up, YouTube? Topaz Yates back. And while people begin to pile up in here, man, I'm glad you guys are here to see the debut episode for the Stream for the Unseen. And let me explain to you guys why I decided to name this stream that. And the reason being is because that's just who I am. From the very beginning, from when I first started doing reviews, I wanted to use this platform to give recognition to individual artists who were trying to build up, who really just didn't know what they was trying to do. You feel me? People who had good music, but never knew how good music translates into a rap career. And that's one thing that over the years, I've been attempting to help people learn, as well as me figuring out even more as I go. Like this stream is for all of them and for all of the fans of music who actually like music, not the people who's just listening to music because it's what's played on the radio or whatever is notable out there right now. This is for people who legitimately like music, who legitimately want to hear better music. It doesn't matter what name is attached to it. I don't care if you're a super notable act. I don't care if you're an unknown act. But if you drop a hot song, then I rock with you. And I know if I feel this way, there's a lot of people out there that feel that way too. And this platform is for y'all. Honestly, I just need 300 people, man. 300 people who feel the same way that I do. We don't have to agree about quality music, but we must agree that we seek out quality music. We put our money where our mouth's at and go out there and purchase or at least stream the quality music from these underground acts that we're not even so focused on the name. We want to build an audience so that these independent acts can come through and do their thing with the audience. And that's what this whole stream is all about. Because on the real, there's a lot of things about this music industry that aggravates me to no end. Like, take the chick out there, her name is Doja Cat. She came out with that song Moo. Or She's a Cow or whatever. Like, why does she have to make something like that? Well, this is an overt attempt for her to gain notoriety, and is this a trash song, obviously. But yet, have you heard her Amaya or Mila or whatever her album is titled? The album is actually not all that bad. There's a couple joints on there that I kept for my Spotify playlist. She's a much better artist than somebody who would have to do that to get recognition. On top of the fact that she's already signed. But yet, this is the record label and possibly her trying to make a better audience or bigger audience for her, as she said in her own video, saying that she's been experimenting with doing meme music to broaden her fan base. And to be real with you, that Moo song, as badly as I don't like it, it's working. Like, I honestly would not be able to talk about her if that song didn't hit all kinds of waves. But yet, when you see her and hear her songs, you realize she's way too good to be doing stuff like this. But this is what the music industry is all about, taking quality talent and making them do erroneous nonsense in order to get a 10-second minute of fame, when she should honestly be dropping quality music and building notoriety off of that instead of getting this type of notoriety that's not going to last. Like, other things about this game that really annoys me, man. Like, why is it that Tory Lanez, only reason why he blew up, well, quote unquote blew up, is because he started to rip off Drake? Not like there's room in Canada for more than one act. Not like Tory Lanez wasn't dropping super dope mixtapes before. Not like he wasn't a super lyrical individual before, where he built up a decent fan base, but yet nobody really took him seriously. Nobody really pushed him until he started doing what Drake did. And then all of a sudden, everything opened it up for him. And that's ridiculous. Quality acts should have means of success without having to suffer these kinds of lows. But I'm happy for Tory Lanez, especially seeing where he's at right now, where he was just on that Louisiana, like he about to just drop another album or something, man. I'm happy for Tory Lanez, but I don't feel as though his rise had to go like that when he was already hot to begin with. Like another thing that annoys me about this music industry is why is it that John Connor still hasn't released an album? Like years ago, John Connor was one of the hottest acts in the underground, in all of music, dropping consistently. Like I would get people sending me messages consistently, have I reviewed the John Connor album yet, or mixtapes? John Connor put in the work to be able to be himself and succeed in the music industry. But yet, what happened to him? Like right now, he signed to Dr. Dre, actually. So it shouldn't be that much of a surprise that he hasn't came out with anything. But yet, why are you going to sign an individual and then not promote them? What's the purpose? You just wanted them because they was making waves, or you thought you could do something and you never really did anything at all because you're doing way too much as Dr. Dre or as the music industry? Like, what sense does that make? And these are the things that I dislike about the music industry, to the point that we need to rally around each other as music fans. Find the music, find the musicians that we enjoy to listen to. Support them all the way. Go around this music industry that's doing nothing but giving us nonsense, man. That's doing nothing but paying double XL to do this double XL class that obviously has nothing to do with music. That has everything to do with you're just a notable young act doing the type of garbage music that they assume that the young people actually listen to, when that's untrue. Young people like good music just as much as anybody, but yet they're forcing this on them. And because older generations want to throw shade at the younger generations, they're going to run regardless, because just out of spite. But what up, Cedric, man? And I feel you. Mikey Facts, D1, these people aren't the right to be notable in the game to this point. But yet, it just doesn't happen because of this industry that's not doing anything for the people. It's like, how is it that a man could live his whole life, do his career for the most part, saying, you know what, I don't ever want to be part of the music industry, wrote slave on his face because the music industry did him so dirty, never wanted his music back in their hands. But yet, when he dies, all of his music goes directly to them. Now everything is streaming on Spotify and all of this because people sold the rights to everything back to the people that he disliked his entire life. This is the music industry that we're living in. But yet, it doesn't have to be like this. I think part of the sound change because J. Cole and then the last of the lyrical we have now. So toned up but dumb music. Now, I mean, as far as the music industry is concerned, yes, J. Cole and Kendrick, they're like some of the last super lyrical people that's within there, but it ain't like lyricism died. The music industry purposefully, I said purposefully decided to go away from that, to go in the direction of whoever is popular, whoever is online right now on Instagram, social media, who look like they could possibly sell units because they have 1 million followers or something. We're going to support them all the way. We're not going to invest no money into what they do. We're not going to develop them. We're just going to see that they're famous and piggyback off of their backs, make our money like that. That's how the game is being played. It's not like there aren't people out there right now like Dante Crater, who's from Shelby, North Carolina, one of the more lyrical individuals who just came out with a project, which that project is fire. Like a guy like Hugh Bossellini, who just came out with a project in which sounded like the next generation of Pimp C. Like Hugh Bossellini's project goes in, one of the better albums or mixtapes that came out this year. Guys like GT Garza. Like, how is it GT Garza is not signed? How is it no label have broken down to the point like, okay, GT Garza, I see you out here touring the South, especially out here in Texas. We see that you're independent, selling all of this stuff, and your units are actually doing pretty decent. We see you. Let's just give you what you want. We can do a partnership. We're going to go ahead and try to make as much money as we can together. Like whether it would work or not, he earned the right to get that chance. But yet, talented individuals don't get that chance. And this is the music industry that we live in. And that is to bring it all back, the true purpose of this channel, true purpose of this stream. I want to open your eyes to these talents so that we can support them. Why is Run the Jewels so popular? Hey man, I like Killer Mike. I like LP. Like they're actually pretty good MCs. Like, but are they like getting the mass promotional push that you see Takashi 69 get? Are they getting the promotional push that you see uh all of these new acts that's coming out of Orlando and Tampa Bay and all of that stuff, man? Are they getting that kind of push? Nah. Like real talk, I believe that people just knew of LP. People just knew of Killer Mike for so long. And when they started coming together doing unique, different types of music, man, that the people on the grassroots just rocks with it. It still rocks with it to this day. But you can't really consider them to being mainstream. Royce the 5'9" should have got his props a long time ago. Like, why is it that the Slaughterhouse album that they got with Just Blaze, top name producer, top name acts, that was up under Eminem, why is this project still nowhere to be found? What genius in the record industry decided we're not going to put that out? Like, we have to find and go around these people, man. And that's what this channel, this stream is all about, is going away from the powers that be that's doing nothing but making music worse. Like, it's almost like they're punishing you for being a fan of music. See, my thing is, over the years of listening to mixtapes, where every day I listen to 15 new underground mixtapes. Out of that 15, well, all of that adds up to what, 450 a month? Around sometime. Around 450 mixtapes a month. Out of that 450 mixtapes, I may only come across 10, maybe more mixtapes that I actually enjoyed. What up, Sean? How you doing, bro? I may actually only come across 10 to 15 mixtapes. And out of that 10 to 15 mixtapes, I go back and listen to them at the end of the month and determine which projects I want to keep for my playlist. In which that may take the 15 down to about 6. And those 6, it may not seem like a lot of music, especially seeing as though a bunch of those mixtapes only have one track on them. After years, 7 years of me doing this, I developed one of the biggest and best playlists of unknown acts that you'll ever hear. And I understand that people don't want to put in that kind of work in order to get to that kind of music. But what I need is like 300 people who would enjoy such a thing to rock with me so I can give you all of this music. And from there, we can build up something to go around the record labels and actually promote and help out unknown acts that really need it. Instead of sitting up being upset seeing Tekashi 6ix9ine going in and out of court, dropping garbage music back and forth, going back and forth with another garbage act. Like, if we need to take control of our product. Hip hop is us. We need to support all people, whether it's where you stay, if you know individual acts within where you stay. But me, I'm international with it, man. I find quality acts no matter if they're the UK, whether they're in Canada. I've came across quality acts in Jamaica. I've come across the vast majority here in America, because America, we are the beginning, the starting point of all of hip hop. But yet we let these labels control it. Do you know how much money music made over the last few years? Over trillions of dollars. And out of that trillions of dollars, how much of that money actually went back to the artists? Trillions of dollars, maybe hundreds of millions. Dead in hip hop and me as some of your favorite reviewers, man. Much respect, Sean. As I said in the video, I don't have that much love for Dead in hip hop, but it is what it is. I ain't mad. What up, Imperial Stats? But at the end of the day, man, that's what I really want to do. That's what this channel is all about. It's all about helping acts that need a push, putting people on to new, unique music so that we can get around the payola paid radio stations who really don't do anything to go around the record labels who's promoting whatever they want to promote, whether the people like it or not. They just see a possibility of getting dollars because of followings on social media and ignoring the true music. Like, let's go around them and go directly to the people. And if I need to be the one to go and listen to 450 mixtapes a month and give them to you, then I've proven that I'll do that. But now the formula has to change, man. Like, but we just need to be more vested in quality music. And then from there, we can build something, man. But that's all I'm gonna rant about that for, man. But that's ultimately what this channel is all about. Do I like Luke James? I've seen a few of Luke James stuff, man. I mean, he's alright, but I'm not all the way impressed. I'm not going to knock him though. I mean, Luke, do your thing, bro. But there's a bunch of other things I do want to talk about today on this stream. Few positive things, man. Like, did you guys see Vic Mensa give away all of his shoes and stuff? Like, he had a shoe giveaway in Chicago with, like, if you seen, like, it was viral that the police tried to pull something real slick and go through like impoverished Chicago areas with the truck that had a whole bunch of Nikes and stuff in the back. And then they opened it up and just left it. And the police was just watching it. So if any kids popped up and took some shoes, they'd go and arrest them. Like it was a bait truck for real. And why it went viral is because some black brothers saw the whole thing happening and they pretty much followed the entire bait truck wherever it went and told the whole hood wherever they was at, like, yo, don't mess with that. The police is on it, man. They gonna try to arrest you for getting any of them shoes. So what Vic Mensa did was he went and got a big truck, filled it up with nothing but shoes, man, rolled through in the hood and started giving them away to all the kids, man. And I got nothing but love for Vic Mensa for doing that, man. What up, Isaiah? Uh, did I see? I think I did see your message, man. Mm. But see, and this is why it's important to support our own music. You feel me? Because Vic Mensa, he's doing his thing in the commercial industry, man. But how much of a legitimate push has Vic Mensa really been getting? You feel me? And I know some people really aren't big on Vic Mensa for some of his choices that he's done throughout his career, especially when it comes to wearing things like Confederate flags and all of that nonsense, man. But at the end of the day, when he does something like that, you realize where his heart is at, and you somewhat want to support this kind of individual who's not really getting that big of a promotional push. But yet, you see, if you support him to the point that if his new project comes out, you just stream it one good time so that he can get a little bit of money up off of it. Whatever. And I respect that, Cedric. You ain't gotta like Vic Mensa. You ain't gotta like anything, but yet I'd rather support Vic Mensa, even if I don't like his music, more than I would support Takashi 69, because at least he's going to give back to the community. Why do those reactions people get so many damn videos? They don't even be knowing. Oh, why do they get so many views? Like Imperial, a lot of these dudes, man, one, is shock value. It's not so much about the knowledge of hip hop or anything like that. They may have one particular gimmick that people tune in for, or they could have paid for the views, they could have paid for the subscribers, or they might have lucked up and had Google put them in the recommendation page. Like, there's so many different ways that people find success online is really ridiculous, and a lot of it really ain't even that good. Like I saw when that Nicki Minaj album came out, that Queen, I saw this black dude getting a whole bunch of views, getting a whole bunch of comments, a lot of people like wanting to follow him and stuff because he had long hair and he put his hair in a bun like Nicki Minaj had for her Queen, for her Chun-Li joint. And that's the thing that got all of these people to click on his video to watch it. And what's funny about it is he knew nothing of music. He was a terrible reviewer. but people rocked with that. And that's why it's important for individuals to have a better understanding. You feel me? Gotta understand music, gotta understand more. Because if you actually legitimately know music, then you're not going to sit up and accept somebody who's going to just put his hair in some damn buns and just watch his stuff and be like, oh, okay, this guy's a good reviewer. Nah. Like, the more you know of music, the better your ear is, the more you're going to seek out people who know music, right? The more you're going to deal with people who actually are on your level. Hmm. Uh, do you think Nikki is hating, or it's a big conspiracy that Cody is getting the push because she's more likable or whatever? Honestly, Cody B is just the new Nikki. You feel me? Like, she's getting the push because regardless of how you feel about her, the few songs that she did drop, people loved them. They were quote unquote super popular, so people will consider them to being hits. And the fact that she built her audience from the love and hip hop crowd, which is really the entertainment crowd that people are going after these days, that's why she's getting the push. Now, Nikki being upset about such a thing, Nikki is just upset about everything that she's not number one on, bruh. Big Quint. Like, okay, is Big Quint the dude who be in his car and he listens to something and then he starts jumping around like a moron and goes out the car and pretends to be jumping around like he's so hyped and then he'll jump up on the top of his sunroof? Is that who that is? Because if that's who that is, I saw through that the first time that I saw a video from him. Like, I saw what was it? The uh I can't I can't remember what album. No, that's not him. Okay. Because this is some other guy then. Because I saw he was listening to like an old school album that an old school artist that dropped a new album. You feel me? And he went completely extra overboard trying to pretend to be hyped to it. I'm like, it's not even a hype song that listening to, but yet you trying to do something super extra. But that's people begging for views. That's people begging for attention. You feel me? Like, actually, do any of you guys know a reaction artist, a reviewer? His name is Mr. Watwa. Like, he's not like music based. He does it's more religion based reactions. You feel me? He all of his titles is like this a Catholic reacts to such and such of whatever happened in the media, in which he's pretty big to be real. And the thing is, I know this guy. Like, for all the events that I go out to, that I work and such, I seen him a bunch of times before he blew up. And then he blew up online and he stopped showing up to my events and stuff here in Charlotte. And he flew out to LA and he tells me stories about what's his name? John Paul, whatever, the dude who's a complete asshole who went into the suicide spots and filmed the dead body. But anyway, so he went to him and he told me some of the things that he said on how to build a YouTube channel, how to be more successful. Yeah, Paul Logan. Yes. He got a whole bunch of like tips from him in order how to build up his YouTube channel because he's big enough to get sent out to Cali for all of the YouTube events and stuff. And what he told me, Paul Logan said, is energy. The more energy that you have in all of your videos, the more people are going to come and see you. The more people are actually going to care because that's the one thing that they want from you is energy to pick up their day, pick up all of this. And that's why Mr. Wajwa does all of this extra stuff. And I'm not going to hate on him because he shows me love. Like, it's not something that I would do. Like at the beginning of all of his videos, like, yeah, this is Mr. Wajwa. What's good with you? I'm dab on him. I'm gonna do this and this. We about to react to all of this. Like, that's not me. And I understand that that's the formula. I understand that's what a lot of reviewers do in order to get any kind of views, but I'm more hit you with that real talk. It's not like real talk ever dies. You feel me? It's not like intelligence and hitting people with the knowledge that they want to have. Like I try to be entertaining as much as I am informative, but that's got to be my balance. I can't go aboard. I can't go above and overboard trying to get people just to watch me because I'm some black coon dancing for massa. I ain't finna do that. And I'm not trying to say Mr. Watchwise is that. I'm just saying there are plenty black coons out there that is like that. That'll tap dance for anybody just so that they can get views and subscribers, man. I'm not in it for that. Yeah, I with that, Sean. Like he used Vine to get to where he's at, which I mean, it is what it is, man. I'll never knock you for what device you use to get you to where you want to go. Whether it's 10-second Vine videos, hey, it took a genius to be able to figure that out to go ahead and push themselves to getting to where they need to be. It is what it is. Get to where you can be, man. It's just I'm not going to sell myself out to get views. But yet, I will come up with all kinds of creative new things in order to get the notoriety and the quality product that I kick out. It deserves the notoriety. It happens slow. But talking about happening slow, did you guys see Louisiana? The Louisiana Fest, Little Wayne's Louisiana Fest, where I mean it, it it was interesting because I didn't even know that this is the 10-year anniversary when they did that joint. It was the 10-year anniversary of the Carter 3. And I mean, I feel anybody who haven't seen it, Sean, because it was like Wheezy Fest, Louisiana Fest was only on title, and most people just don't got title. You feel me? Like, why pay for title when you got all these other streaming services, man? But it be things like this where it makes it worthwhile, excuse me, to actually have title. You feel me? Because they do have certain exclusives like Louisiana Fest that actually makes it somewhat worthwhile with some things happening there, man. Like Nicki Minaj was out there and she performed her that Barbie Dreams. She performed Barbie Dreams with Lil Wayne while he's sitting down and shit. And it's like she's doing her little strip tease like dance while doing it. Yeah, I mean, we'll talk like I don't pay for any streaming service to be real with you, but if I was to pay for one, it'd be Tidal because it does have its benefits. Like it has more benefits to it than what Spotify got. But Spotify still got the new stuff and they just giving it away for free. Uh, but so Nicki Minaj did her little dance with Barbie Dreams. Then she did a bunch of other songs. The main thing you guys probably will hear about from the Louisiana Fest is Baby hopped on the mic and apologized, quote unquote, apologized. It was more of no, he did he did actually. He said he wanted to apologize worldwide. He knew that this moment was going to come where they were going to be back on good terms. Then he said that, yeah, man, is we gonna continue to do music till death. And then the joint dropped directly into what was the song? Yo, Fresh your tone, baby. Gabe. Uh whatever. But so they made up, and you can tell the whole court case that they had, it came to a conclusion a while ago, which is kind of shocking to me still to this point that the new Carter hasn't come out yet. Maybe there's still paperwork to clear up. Uh, yeah, baby is possibly losing way too much, which is why he's finally compromising with people. It's possible. Got a lot of lawsuits against him. Everybody knows that he's not going to pay you, so they got their lawyer up immediately as soon as they start to deal with him. Uh, Outside of Drake being the mad success that he is, with you did hear that they tried to chop up all of Drake's profits in thirds. So outside of that, where is the actual revenue for Cash Money actually coming from right now? And I mean, Cash Money, I grew up on Cash Money, of Cash Money, but I understand that the world, due to the Cash Money business practices, it may be a better place for when Cash Money falls apart, finally. And it'll be sad to see it go. I would definitely like to see Cash Money continue on. And one thing I know about Baby, he's always keeping his ears to the streets and finding the new artists that he can hit over the head and never pay them. But yet, they really haven't consistently put out much like quality music. You feel me? And I mean, as I've said from the beginning of this video, man, that I want the industry to go more into the direction of going directly to the individuals. Forget these labels that's doing nothing but ripping people off and not paying nobody no money. When we can go directly to people and get the music and support these people to the point that they don't need record labels. Like we need, like all of this, just need to stop being lazy. Set up your own tours. Put up your own money to do your own tours. Put up your own money to go out there and get your own t-shirts and stuff. Sell those at your shows. Don't just give away mixtapes. Promote. It's not that difficult to promote in this day and age, man, especially when you see how Google and Facebook and all these people are doing it. Like, sure, they're invading people's privacy by doing all of this stuff with the ads. But yeah, sure, it's a bad thing until you're on the opposite end of it, until you're the one who can go directly to people that you should know would like your music, that will give you a chance. You feel me? So let's use all of these tools to do our own thing and let record labels like Cash Money just fall off by the wayside. And I don't like to say that because it's black owned business, but yet bad business is bad business. Sometimes some things just got to go. To go along with Sony Records to go, Universal Records need to go, all of the majors need to go. Uh, but yeah, some other things we can talk about Because I mean, Louisiana Fest was cool. It wasn't nothing amazing. It had Tory Lanez was there, uh, Young Jeezy was there, Nicki Minaj was there, like some pretty notable acts. It was straight. And independent artists though can do what Louisiana Fest was. All you gotta do is stream it. Like stream it like how they stream video games. Have an actual legit cameraman. Build up your notoriety like that. And you don't even necessarily need all of that because people were streaming it as is off of their phones. Every time there's a big event, you see them on Facebook streaming it. All of this can be used for you to build up your notoriety. But some other things I wanted to touch on today too, man. Bunch of songs. Since we talking Lil Wayne, there was like 3 songs that Lil Wayne had. They may have been little older songs. Well, of course they're little older songs. He's finally releasing music, and he decided to release some new songs with the Louisiana Fest. And what was these songs? There was one song called Bye Bay. Other song was Blood Clot, and the other song is that Deep Sleep. And which all of them have elements that I liked, but for the most part, none of them really struck a big chord with me, especially that Deep Sleep joint. And the reason why I really didn't much like that one is because that production is the same production that Nick Grant had on the outro of 88, which was one of my favorite songs for an entire year, pretty much. He's using the same sample, but all he's talking about is pussy, like he always does. And that really just watered down that whole vibe that production had. So I really wasn't big on that song. Blood Clot and Babe, I liked them for elements because this was him going back to typical Wayne. Oh yeah, the pussy punchlines, that's all he got. Well, at least in sprints, because these other 2 songs, he had some lyricism now. Like it felt like some old Wayne. Like let me read some of these. Wayne is a sex addict. Like how on Bye Bay he said, "Yo, my homies ain't nothing. My homies is just about that gunplay, and all of my women they ain't about that foreplay." Another pussy punchline, but a good one though. That was kind of straight. How he said, "Got all these thirsty chicks out here, and I just let them dehydrate," which these are facts in a pretty decent way. Because here's one thing about Wayne. Because I did a review for one of those Wayne, like Wayne was featuring on a song with Ty Dolla Sign and Jeremiah, where the song is all about upgrading women and all of that. When I always question why would they even put Little Wayne on such a song? Because if you historically look at all of the women that he dealt with, he doesn't upgrade none of them. Oh, he runs all them chicks down into the ground. It is what it is. But what else did he say? Like how off of that blood clot, he said that the chopper will chop you in half like a coupon. That was pretty dope. And 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 how he said that it been fucked the world. Now the world just want to cuddle. Like he's getting back to those bars that made him and the Carter 3 and the Carter 2 respectable. You feel me? Off of these last 3 songs that he dropped. So you could tell he's gearing up to drop this Carter 5. And it seems as though he's had enough time to salvage up all of his pussy punchlines to get some of the better ones out. Because, I mean, if anybody should have ran out of things to say, it should be Lil Wayne. Because he keeps talking about stuff, but yet he has these moments where he does pretty decent, but yet not one of those 3 songs are ones that I would recommend, you feel me? Like they're entertaining, they're worth listening to, worth definitely catching the balls, but yet the production, all of them or productions that I've heard before from underground acts, and he doesn't do them as much of justice as those said underground acts. So I'm pretty cool on him, but yeah, it's still worthwhile. And the last song I want to talk about is that "Get the Strap" that Uncle Motors, 50 Cent, Tekashi 69, Casanova, in which they played that at the end of Power for this episode. And I'm not giving no spoilers out. It's still a little too soon. I'm not so sure if everybody has seen it yet. And to be real with you, I want to go back and watch it again myself to catch a little bit more of it. But that song is pretty whack, to keep it 100. I'm not gonna say it's garbage because 50 has done worse. But this whole connection that he got with Tekashi 69, I know 50 Cent loves to go the opposite way that everybody else is feeling at the time. But building a connection with Tekashi 69 is not a good look for 50, especially seeing as though Tekashi seems to be on his way down. But 50 is 50, and 50 is going to do whatever 50 want to do. But songs like this were pretty bad. Like, first of all, Tekashi 69 said absolutely nothing, which I expect that. Now, I mean, 50 had the best part of it. Talking about how he's a one-man band, how he just rolls out with the drum and just spit at everybody. Like, that was a dope punchline. But that was like the only good part of it. Like, I really didn't like Uncle Motor. I've never really liked Uncle Motor on anything that he's dropped. Keep it 100 with you. Casanova, forgettable. Tekashi 69 was garbage. That beat, it was simplistic. It came off as typical 50 Cent. You know how 50 does not like to pay producers. Well, he does not like to pay for top end producers. Like, he'll pay producers. I'm not on no Baldman or Lil Wayne type top. Nah, he'll pay you producers. It's just he seeks out producers that's on the underground and give them opportunities. It's just my issue with him is there are better underground producers than the ones that he selects. He has a preconceived ear for the types of music that he wants these underground producers to do. And I mean, instead of just seeking out the dopest underground producers that he could, it's more of I have to find me a New York grimy, like simplistic producer that meshes with my style instead of just evolving as you go. And that could be true, Josh. He could legitimately just be trolling all the way. Trolling Tekashi to get some notoriety just based off the trolling because Tekashi's a troll too. Like, did you see the picture of they put 50 Cent's face on Tekashi 69's hair and all of that with the grill and all that stuff, dude? That was hilarious. And how 50 Cent replied to it saying, fuck all of y'all who's laughing at this. Like, he's feeding into the troll. Like, yes, 50 is definitely trolling. And it's entertaining. It's entertaining, to be real with you. And I kind of like it, but yet I just can't support Tekashi 69 in any level. Not musically, not him as an individual. Not I can't like, and I hate to see anybody go to jail, but yet it is hard to fight against Tekashi not deserving to go to jail. So I just remain silent on that whole ordeal. But 50, maybe he's building his own with the new generation with this trolling, because certain of us from previous generations understand that he could just be trolling, so therefore we laugh at it, but yet newer generations may look at it like 50 Cent supports us. 50 Cent supports this new generation. So let's show 50 more love. That could be the direction that he's trying to go with him, which that's genius. And this is one thing that I've said consistently over the years. Like, we got to stop getting caught up in the generational gap. Like, I understand that there's a lot of terrible new MCs that's coming out, but that's not all of them. Sure, I don't like. Yeah, he did support Soldier Boy, which was whack too. Which it may be all but the same thing. He might be running the same formula. But yes, there's a lot of garbage new MCs that's out there, like Smoke Punk and Takashi 69, and the majority of that double XL freshman class. But for all terrible acts, there's always going to be the good ones. And these good ones need help with promotion. They need help with notoriety. They need help understanding how it is you turn a hot song into money. Because just because your song goes viral online and social media and all of that doesn't mean you're getting paid off of it. And 50 is ahead of the curve here, if that's what he's doing. I'm not all the way sold that's what he's doing, but if that's what he's doing, he's ahead of the curve. It's just I wish he would do it with better acts. Like, I would rather see 50 Cent show this kind of support to a guy like Little Skies. Like, I think he could definitely show this kind of support to a guy like GT Garza. Like, there's plenty gangster acts that's out there. Yeah, 50 should show this kind of support to Joey Badass. I'd support that all the way. But you really don't see, well, I'm guessing because, you know, Joey Badass ain't the media circus, but it is what it is, though. And speaking of Joey Badass, I've been catching up on Mr. Robot for the third season. I'm not entirely sure. Did Joey Badass get killed off in the second season of Mr. Robot, or did he return in the third season? Because I'm definitely going to watch up all of these episodes. I would like to see Joey Badass continuously getting the promotion, and hopefully he was still in that show. Mm. But to recap everything from today, because I'm about done. Like, if you guys got a question for me, ask it now. I'm gonna hit you with it, hit you with the answer. But to recap today's show, man, the reason for this show is to ultimately put light on the individual artists that's trying to build themselves up. That's actually quality enough to be able to reach the top levels of the music industry. Ever heard of Locksmith? No, I've never heard of Locksmith. That name looks familiar though. Like, I come across a lot of people. Where's Locksmith from? Isma. Oh, Josh. Mr. Robot was dope. I think Mr. Robot has been falling off. Like, I didn't see that much promotion for the season 3, but season 1 and season 2 was fire. And the fact that Joey Badass was in season 2, it made it that much better for me. Like, you want to watch that show. Uh, One project that I did finally get a chance to listen to. Oh, you from the Bay? I fucks with the Bay Area rappers, man. If they dope, I'll fuck with the Bay Area rapper. I'll listen to Locksmith. But I forget who. But one of you guys kept asking me to listen to that new Lil Kiki album, and I peeped that joint, and that joint was fire. And I knew it was fire because you kept on bringing it up. I just never had a chance to peep it. But there's like a solid 3, 4 songs up off of that joint. He had a freestyle on Shady 45. YBN Corday. I know I listened to YBN Corday. I just can't remember, brother. Like it like because the names, man, the names they begin to flow into each other. They flow into each other because like today I came across an act called YBE YBE something. What is his name? It's my handwriting is pretty terrible. But the beginning of it is YBE. That's the beginning of his name. He dropped a mixtape like a week ago. I'm playing catch up from all the stuff that I missed when I was out of town, which the joint was pretty dope. But it's stuff like that, like YBN Corday, YBE, all of that stuff starts messing with me. I begin to lose track of all the people that I know. Did the response to J. Cole 1985. I do remember that. I don't remember the song though, but I do remember the 85 song, and people were upset with it and people was making responses, and he was one of them. I just don't remember the song. Damn. But man, we need to support our own, build our own. And this channel is the foundation to start introducing people to new artists that to be introduced to. Then from there, like my purpose, the thing that I want to do is I want to build up my own label eventually with the notoriety that I gain from this to actually find these quality artists and give them a fair deal and give them a platform to find success off of. This is my goal. It's just my success takes too long because I'm not going to dab and dance so that I can get the most views. I'd rather have people who are intelligent, people who don't necessarily agree with me. Like Sean, me and Sean, we disagree about a lot of stuff, but I rocks with him though. We can have intelligent conversation about music at all times. We are the types of people that we can build with, who actually are passionate about music. And then from there, we can just go completely around these record labels. Like design some t-shirts. I know some people that make t-shirts. Actually, I know a dude who got the press. I was actually going to work for this dude who presses up t-shirts for the events that I go out and help them with. But he wanted to go in a different direction. But yet I did spend a day or so on his press and figured out how to do all of that stuff. It's simple stuff. It's simple, easy stuff. You just got to have the money to do it and just create your designs. But we can do that. We can book our own tours. We can do everything these record labels do on a lower level and get paid more money. But yet we need to create the change because people just aren't built like us. People just are more built to be told what you need to listen to. They're told what's hot. Instead of listening for themselves, thinking about it and then deciding whether they want to support these people or not. They rather just, oh, Tekashi 69 is the new hottest artist out there. Let me go ahead and peep him out. Oh, this person here won a Grammy Award. His album must be good. When none of that means anything. But if this channel becomes big enough and notable to go along with quality musicians, then it can turn into an entire industry. That's facts, Sean. That is facts. 6ix9ine is the hardest troll out there right now. But man, it was great chopping it up with you guys here, man. Always remember, every day, every weekday, I do a new video. Every Tuesday is the stream for the uh hopefully I'll be able to start doing more and more videos and stuff. I respect you too, Josh, man. Much love, brother. But yeah, I mean, that's my thing. Here's the thing too, Josh. You touched on something very important. You know why most people's opinions for music is the same? It's because everybody is listening to each other, talking to the watching the big reviewers and all of that stuff. And when they say something that they feel as though was good, then that becomes ingrained on everybody. That's one of the reasons why I review albums before everybody else. I'm not letting anybody else's thought process intervene with mine and how I feel about the music, because I'm the one who's listening to it first. I'm the one who's reviewing stuff first. So how could I ever have the same opinion of everybody else? You guys hear it straight from me, straight from the soul. So that's why my opinion is so different. But much love, everybody, man. I'm about to get up out of here, man. I'm about to go ahead and grab something to eat. Y'all have a good night. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.